How do you actually recognize your patterns, your conditioning, the things that you've been doing on autopilot, on repeat, and the things that you do not have a control over, and the things you realize after doing them, what did I just do? Why did I just do that? Why cannot I be a certain way? Why do I always repeat that? I do not have any control over that. Those kind of things. What should you actually do about it? And this involves no tips, no tricks, because I have struggled with tips and tricks and long, complex solutions. And I know that none of it works. None of it works in the sense that either it takes too long to actually show any effect, or it feels right in the moment when that conditioning is actually alive in you again. And on the journaling pad, you can write everything. I'll be a certain way, I'll be this way, I'll be this way, I'll be this way. But that moment actually comes and you snap out. You snap out of that awareness and you fall back into your conditioning. So to not do that, what should you actually do? Here's what you should do. We will be taking 3 examples because those let's say 2 examples, because those 2 examples are closest to my personal life. So I'll just, and you will see yourself in those 2 examples, I believe. The first example is anger, the impulse, the conditioning of anger. And the second example is inconsistency or procrastination. Okay, I'm sure many of us relate with those 2 examples. So let's take the example of inconsistency and procrastination. The thing is that this is us. We have been inconsistent all our life. We have procrastinated all our life. And this is me. This is how I define myself. If someone asks that anything that is about procrastination, I will relate because I think that is me. Let's rewind a bit. If you ever struggle with procrastination, and you can apply this to any pattern that you see in your life that you have been struggling with, do you remember when did you choose to become a procrastinator, or when did you choose to become inconsistent? We cannot. Okay, you can give me an explanation that when I was a child, my parents behaved a certain way and I started behaving a certain way, and that is why that's all a story that we can or cannot believe in. But was there a choice even in that moment that, okay, I will be an inconsistent person? So most of it is not a choice. Most of it is autopilot. Most of it is maybe reactionary to a circumstance that you faced early in your life. But if you look at it, could you have avoided that? Could you have avoided having that conditioning? We are going a bit backward before we jump forward. So could you have avoided that conditioning? When you were a child, you were a sponge. You were absorbing everything that your parents did. Your parents even did not have a choice because they were also behaving very unconsciously. They were not having a complete clear understanding of, okay, I will behave this way, I will behave that way. They were also behaving from their conditioning that they did not choose. If you understand this, you will understand that more clearly. So they were also behaving from a conditioning that they did not choose. They gave you certain environment, and as a reaction, you started to procrastinate. Can we say that this unconsciousness was meant to be with you? This pattern, this unconscious pattern, this behavior was meant to be with you because you did not choose your parents, you did not choose their conditioning, and you did not choose the moments that they gave it to you, and you did not have a choice in even accepting that, do I want this procrastination or not? So it was not a choice, it was given to you, and it was inevitable. In Advaita Vedanta, we call conditioning, or we call the way that you are, the unconsciousness in you, beginningless. It has no beginning. It cannot be localized to a particular person, and not your parents particularly. So it was beginningless. You were meant to have this conditioning. Okay, till now. Now, right now, you have this conditioning. You just happen to be with it. You did not have a choice in it. You just happen to be with it. So it's not essentially yours. It was not a choice. how does that define, how does it then define you? You say, I am a procrastinator, I am an inconsistent person. No, it is just a pattern that is coded in your body mind. As Vedanta and as Advaita Vedanta and as Bhagavad Gita again and again points that you're not this body mind complex, you're not this body mind instrument. You are separate from it. You are the consciousness, the awareness in which the body mind exists and dissolves. So if you are that, you are separate from the conditioning. And even if you look at a bit practically, if you look at it clearly, you will realize that I did not choose it. So if you did not choose a baggage, when you see that it isn't a choice, can we just drop it now? Can we now realize that it was just handed over to me and somehow I was just gripping it? That it is my conditioning, it is my pattern. Can we just drop it now? It is encoded in your body mind. I'm not saying the body mind will drop it immediately, but can you, and you have that discernment right now when I'm speaking to you. Can you drop it right now? Can you just gain, and I'm not asking you to do anything complex, can you just gain that clarity that it's not me, it's a conditioning? Just that understanding, just that spark will give you a certain kind of distance from your conditioning. And when that distance comes, that's when the ball rolls. That's when things start changing. So this conditioning was handed over to you, but it's not you. It doesn't define you. You cannot say, I am an inconsistent person. I have been behaving inconsistently. I have been behaving, I have been procrastinating, but you are not that. It doesn't define you in any way. The body mind has that conditioning and that coding, and thus it has been repeating. Okay? It's like unconsciousness is a ball, let's say. So the ball of consciousness has been rolling downhill, and the only job that you can do right now is to obstruct it. Okay, it has been repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, and the major reason it has been repeating is because you think it's you. The moment you bring about a certain distance between you and your conditioning, or you and the conditioning that this body mind complex has, the game starts changing. So now what will happen is, you, because the body mind is coded, you will again notice that the conditioning will arise in you. What does that mean? You will be sitting, you will be lying down, you will be scrolling. I just want you to be a bit conscious. Be conscious, be aware. The best way to start is, it's a very practical tip, just put alarms for it. Be conscious, be aware, be conscious, be aware. Just put half an hour or 1 hour alarm throughout the day for this. Okay, so that it interrupts your patterns when you are in that pattern, especially in the beginning. After a certain time, you will be in the habit of interrupting that pattern. When that pattern comes, when you're sitting in the bed, you're scrolling, okay, and now you're aware, I'm scrolling. There's scrolling happening. The body mind is scrolling. It's procrastinating again. There shouldn't be any judgment, because who will you judge? The system of the body mind has been coded with a certain conditioning. You cannot judge it. It was inevitable to have that conditioning. Okay, so when you observe it, okay, it's been that way. Okay, and now you will notice you have a certain choice in that moment to turn away, and just turn away from it. You're observing the conditioning, it's not you. Listen to this part. You're observing the conditioning that is not you. And then from your discernment, what Advaita Vedanta calls buddhi, from your buddhi, use that discernment to turn away from that conditioning. And your body, oh my God, I cannot do it. And all that system will run. I'm not ready for it. Whatever it is that you want to do. For example, you have to get up and do a workout. Okay, so you need to work out and you are just procrastinating by watching reels, let's say. So your body mind will, oh, not today, I'm so tired, and you observe all of it. The thing is, you get caught up in your mental chatter. That is the real problem. You'll notice that when you get caught up in that mental chatter, there is no way out. Because you know what you're doing? You're talking to a conditioned mind that will always present excuses for the way it has been. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about the way you've been, if it is right or wrong, if it's serving you or not serving you, if it's good or bad. It doesn't care about that. Okay, nothing is good or bad, but if it's serving you or not serving you, if it's helpful or not helpful. Okay, so the mind, the body doesn't care about that. The mind body, what it cares about is what you have been doing. It is just comfortable doing that, right? So if it's comfortable doing that, it will just present a case for that. So it will say, I'm tired, not today, one day will not do anything, let me sleep a little, let me scroll a little, just one, I deserve it, I worked so hard today. All of that excuses will come in your mind. What the point is, what you do now is, yeah, I worked hard, yeah, so let me scroll, yeah, I can do it tomorrow, yeah, I can give myself a little grace. You just start talking to that automatic chatter. You think it's you, and you then start talking to that automatic chatter. The point is, it's not you. That chatter is automatic, and the chatter is presenting a case for the conditioning that you did not choose, that you had in your body mind. So the thing you can do now is observe that chatter. Let that chatter go on. Let that chatter go on. You, from your discernment, let that chatter go on. You decided to work out, right? Be prepared that your body mind will go against you. Be prepared, it will present a case for conditioning. You get up, you act from discernment, wear your workout clothes, roll on the mat, go to the gym, do whatever you need to. Just do it. The chatter will stop once you start. Once you start doing the thing, the chatter will stop, because then it has no purpose to serve. It will just stop. The thing is, it will go on for a certain time, and be prepared for that. And yet, do the thing that you promised yourself to do. Do the thing that you decided from your discernment. An important point here is that when you decide to do something, right, that I'm not going to behave a certain way, the anger is wrong, the procrastination is wrong, I need to be a certain way, I do not need to procrastinate, I have watched this YouTube video and it says procrastination is wrong, I do not need to do it. All of it is your buddhi, your intellect talking. And the point is that when the moment of doing comes, it's your body and mind that has to do the job. So it's like two different people, and you know that it feels like that. So it's like your intellect has promised to do something, and you then knock the door of your mind that, okay, let's go, and it says, you never spoke to me, why should I go? The point I'm making is, whatever your mind is doing, let it do. It will do for a certain time, because the only thing that the body mind listens to is practice and training. Practice and training, nothing else. It just listens to abhyas, practice, nothing else. You will not, it's such a good lawyer that you will not be able to speak a word if you want to, when your mind is already in the chatter mode against your presenting a case for your conditioning. You will not be able to do that. So don't try. Be prepared that it will do that, and observe the conditioning and act with intellect. You got it? Act with intellect. Go to the gym, do the workout, go to the park, do the thing that is required to do, and let the mind chat. Once you start, it will stop. And once you do that again and again and again and again and again and again, and the practice takes time, and it will take time, and there will be certain time when the new things that you have started doing will start to have an impression on your mind. So the training will start working, and your mind will then soften. The chatter will soften, and it will end eventually. But you do not have to wait till that day to start the thing that you have been wanting to do. Let's take the example of anger now. So, in the case of anger, it comes like a tornado. It just sweeps you over. The thing you need to do is that, again, apply the same concept that we discussed regarding procrastination. It's not you. The body mind complex is coded with the emotion of anger. So it will get triggered almost always on the same things again and again and again. It will want to burst out, it will want to say nasty things, it will want to behave a certain way, it will want to shut down. And you know the pattern, right? This one can be more difficult because anger is such a strong emotion. We know that. Those of us who have struggled with it, we know it's such a strong emotion and that it absolutely takes you over. And after that, you realize, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have behaved a certain way. I shouldn't have done it. It was wrong for me to behave a certain way. I overstepped, right? So, again, in the case of anger, there's a certain moment when something happens and the tornado rises. There's a split second moment there. So when you realize that you just shrunk a bit on that activity, whatever it is, whatever that trigger is, you realize you have to be aware for that about you. You also have to have a certain kind of separation between you and your body mind that we already discussed. So when you observe, don't think it's me, don't think it's happening to me, oh my god, don't become one with it. Just observe it, right? Just observe it. And when it's happening, you will realize, when I say just observe it, the point here to understand is not to observe it as a person, like, okay, I am now observing my anger and I am trying so hard to control it. No, there's no person observing, just observation happening. Do you realize the difference? So there's no me observing my hand like this, okay? That's not it. There's anger and it's rising in a certain consciousness. It's just is, and there's certain observation happening. It's just getting light and there's observation happening, but there's no you that is managing and observing it, okay? So when that is happening, you realize there's a certain split second gap between when the trigger happens and when you kind of shrink and when you kind of want to react. When that happens, separate yourself from the trigger immediately. Go to another room. If it's a person, go change your place. If it's a thing that you are seeing, it's an event or something like that. Just separate yourself from the trigger, okay? And when you do that, just let the anger be. Just let it be. It's saying nasty things. Just let it say. I do not deserve that. How could he do that to me? How could she do that to me? I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. It's such a terrible thing to happen to me. I did not deserve that. Whatever it is, I want to just break their face in this moment. Just let it be. Just let it be. Just let the mind run. Just sit still. Let it arise in your consciousness. Remember, let it arise in your consciousness. You are the consciousness. You are the field in which the body mind is working in that way. The body is shrinking, the body is heating up, and the mind is just running these thoughts very quickly. Just let it be. You will notice after a certain time it will just start calming down. It will automatically, it's a process. The anger is like a wave, it will go. Science says it takes about 90 seconds or something. I'm not sure on that, but yeah, something around that. So for that amount of just observe, give yourself 10 minutes, I say 20 minutes, just be. And I'm not saying not to say anything in the event that has caused you certain disturbance. You should do that. But now anger is not controlling you. Okay? Now you're in a certain sense of clarity and now you can speak what you want to speak. So the anger is not controlling you. That's the point. If you have a pattern of getting angry, now you can apply this to anything. Apply this to anything. Have a certain sort of awareness. Know that the pattern is not you. It's just coded in the body mind. You never had a choice to choose it. It's not you. And when it happens, with that awareness, let it run in your body mind. And in spite of that running, take the action that the intellect promised to take. that you yourself, the intellect, promised to take that action. Don't listen to the chatter. The chatter is just presenting a case for your conditioning. Do what needs to be done in that moment. Do what you promised, because the buddhi promised, the mind did not. The mind will start and will continue to present a case, right? And it will very quick to do it. It is very sly. It will try to pull you in, and you have to remain a constant awareness in that moment, and just do that and just be, and then act from clarity. And that is how you break conditioning. That is how you break patterns that are not even yours, that is somehow gripping you, that you are somehow holding on to. That is how you do